Hello. On this moment, sharing the healing vibration. It is a spiritual holiday on Sunday with synonyms that are from the word surprise. It's nice to hear that life is surprising from people like Meghan Markle and then H. Tudor talking about what she said that is surprising, or Trump surprising Marco Rubio. And so many surprises. So today, I spontaneously went to see my other bank account where I was saving money, and then I took everything out. I thought, oh, maybe I have something. Surprise, surprise! I have 70 pounds. So that was surprising for me, from my own self. And I got some notebooks, a book, and then I brought another book for a coworker and went back to work, gave it to her as a surprise. I didn't say surprise, but that was a form of healing because instead of talking bad about her, I thought, you know what? We went through so much and we already have no reason to have what happened with this manager. If we can reflect and bring a celebration with good surprises, can we make our own stories from there? And well, it's very interesting if you really get to see the constellations. The constellations right now is quite surprising. It's like all the angles are, when you study all the angles where they come more, they seem to come from your. I would say Uranus is some people say is the planet that shocks, right? But I would say, why not? Why don't you take like a surprise? It's like, oh, my time to die. Oh, times are changing. It's marking the time that's changing. So technologies can develop in synchronicity from around the world. And I can feel there is goodness in there, you know? It's surprising to see, not so surprising, but it's surprising to see Tucker Carlson going for president. I think Trump should support him to become a president. But he would have to put his points. Say, okay, yeah, but now I would be the leader as we supported you. Now you support us. Um, I have maybe one follower that's maybe me, that I listen to myself to imagine what people will think. And then I just watch somebody that has 2 million viewers in 3 days, and he's complaining because he got suspended from Twitch for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, that's quite surprising. Like, I would just rather say whatever I feel like and think freely than just looking to the. I think that's good for other people to do what they want to do. I do what I like to do. And that's quite surprising for me. I like to be surprised, you know. Sometimes I could go through a lot of tedious, patience, mortifying, just to be really surprised. So when you become a writer with other people, sharing your imagination, and you are acting as well, yeah, is quite enigmatic. You don't have to please anyone. You don't have to be liked by anyone. If you have a few people that love you, or at least yourself, it's good enough. if you like to, choose. I don't know. I don't know if my children will listen to me one day. They would be adults, I guess. This channel is meant to be for them, so I would just delete all these videos and give. I'll just put this on Tech Globe map and give them Tech Globe Atlas. So that generation is like, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. You are my people. I'm gonna get you out of TikTok. We're going to all these conventions, shaking hands. Like your part is so boring. Surprise, surprise! This is your generation. You're gonna dance and make people dance while you shoot the floor. And that's quite surprising as well. Uh, when we do undercover work in the dance floor, there's nothing good going on that we do. People don't know what we do. And all this is just so you dance. You go ask in Pasha, the best discotheque in the world, Pasha in Ibiza. I don't know how is it now, but how it was in the late 80s, 90, early 90s. Undercover dancers would be there to make the dance floor dance. But people coming from all around the world, paying so much money, even taking drugs and alcohol, they don't really let go in the dance floor. So they need some surprising shock effects, like being pushed accidentally, like, oh, oh! No, that was program. People that are drinking, being pushed, people that are talking, being pushed, people that are in groups, being breakthrough. So it would be three undercover dancers, not just like that. That you're just gonna be all dance. Imagine now with phones, the energy field. You like to be surprised and wonder in a higher spiritual, letting go of all your egos, what you think to be, that you think to be this, all your self marketing that you've been programming yourself through all your life, learning that you have been chosen, you are here to do that. You have your channel from around the world. Everybody is reporting, and suddenly there is, like in a dance floor, and people start just to dance away from their attachments and heavy monotonous programming they do in themselves with what they belong, with whom they came. um because it opens your heart to, for those who don't believe in the heart, it opens your, how would you say, let's think in a traditional. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't really go to see. Grok got me here some synonymous from spiritual. Spiritual synonymous. You can ask from any verse what type of synonymous you want. You can even say you want words that are surprising from mechanical level would be, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. Error, error. There is a glitch in the matrix. Surprise. You will be hunting until death of those who are surprising anyone that is out of your program. Those days are over because we've taken over with freedom of expression. People don't value what they say, but some of us do. So It's quite peculiar if you take it from a transmission of love from a supernatural source that we do have, that is from the unexpected. And that is what meditation is. Meditation on the highest score is to be in silence with the unexpected. When you are wanting to see something, your ambitions, there is no surprise because you're expecting. So that I've learned from Osho in India, that to be hanging there in the unexpected. And you hear this in Christianity as well. To be humble, to keep in the present, to not do witchcraft, to know in the future, to seek. 'Cause you want to know, you want to achieve, you want to manipulate. All this is not trusting in the great works of God. There's sometimes like jumping in a quantum leap. So here says in awe, in fear, because it's the same energy. Fear and excitement is the same energy. You just throw the ball and see how they catch it. Unless you know how to throw the ball, that's another one. Uh, I have made mistakes, you know. I have thrown a ball. This storyline has been built like that. I was ready to reply to, and suddenly they need me in work, and I'm like, no, that I was supposed to catch that ball rapidly again and throw it again in a softer way. And then if I'm not there to catch the ball back, the people get furious, they start burning, they're sick of that. That was thrown with a lot of fire. And you had to catch it up and then throw it a little more mild, like so they catch it back, like, okay, okay, and then maybe pass it to somebody else. Where did the word of the week come from? When I was teaching toddlers as a nanny governess, the word of the week for the twin toddlers is, and it would be normally words of movement. You didn't think about this word, have you? These are words of movement because when we're playing, we're relating. Most of these words are about movement. Our relations are about what we are moving with, that we're doing. If we bring a word that's a thing, that's just not really much of a relationship there. It's just about that, so, or this, or her, or he. So then you come to questions like, yeah, because of me, and because of you, and because of her, and he, and others, or this, or that. And then you can put distances and could put it higher, lower, and in the corner or in a shelf. But when you're talking about words that are of movement, even kids want to talk and they develop words much easily in between the words of movement because that's more relational. You see, you've been playing with all these words all these years, and now you're like, well, that's surprising, you know? It's not really that, you know, that's not. And it was actually for toddlers. Yeah, well, started in the multiverse as well as a snowflake. That was the first sort of like chapter that Richard Savina made. All one chapter about a snowflake. And wow, that was surprising. So if you have a toddler and you make a schedule of 1 week, until they learn that word. Could be 10 days, 2 weeks, doesn't matter. But you know that you have these words for each week. So more or less, this is the next week word, the next week. And this is going to be the next word of the next week. So the kids know this is the word of the week. The family knows that is the word of the week. The staff of the mansion knows that. The grandparents' castle knows that, and all their staff know as well. There's the word of the week from the twins, the toddlers. Everybody knows that is the word of the week. It's up and down. So everybody goes up and down. This is up, no, well, down. You put it there. Yeah, up, up, down. And we carry things. And we'll talk about putting it up and down, or no, maybe up and down, inside, outside. So we put things in their pockets. Oh, it's inside. Let's take it outside, not inside. Little toys in their pockets. Oh yeah, I have this. They have something in their pockets. So the whole movement that we share is about playfulness, and children love everything that is kinesthetic. Kinesthetic is more about the sensation, but if you really get to think about it, is about the movement. And that's what we get through time space. And this movement can be shown also through a transition from space to space. Because you can go all around, yeah, go random, random, random. Through this time space has been like that, recorded. So you will see the patterns in the spheres or because of these elements, which would might define better the its space. The space that has its elite or sphere or the rock, which is defined by that. But that's the movement within that relation that makes it all happen without you really think about him, he, she, me, you, because I am. Because the moment you're already categorizing something or a person, everybody starts to situating themselves. And they're like, yeah. And those are other types of games. This is more about loosening it up towards transcending towards innovations in a faster mode while doing things on a more intelligible form that's perhaps more graceful because we're not bumping into each other and having a shower that's clogged with monsters that's coming out of the swamp. If you cannot see the monster, you can smell the monster there. And in the middle of summer, of a heat wave, you cannot shower. That's not moving. Stock is could be a cancer. It can be what else? Anything that's not moving. Marriage. I mean, I would be very like I would be really like it's like in marriage you have to change a lot together to forget who you are. Just being abstracted into um dying and rebirthing to create more. So a creator dies with its own creation in order to create more. Otherwise, you're stuck doing the same. That's good for people that are they just produce the same thing. So maybe they do it better, but that's what they do. They have to be producing the same thing. It doesn't matter if they have 5 companies or 8. Uh, just invest, and that is the same more or less here or there. It doesn't have much transcendence, yeah. So Here we have some what spiritual transcendent transcendence is really when um I think Jesus was very stubborn and he had to be crucified because that's the way he could transcend himself. He was very stubborn as the Son of God. He is the only Son of God. Yeah. You have to enter the kingdom of God through him and only. So they said, please just put him in a cross. I will follow. Let's see who follows. And that's what happened to 1,000 years later, right? All these people followed. Very stubborn people as well, with obsessive compulsive, uh, with OCPD, obsessive compulsive. I would never say it's disorder. I would say is obsessive compulsive for order. That's the Christian character trait. Like, are you really Christian? Or you're just goofing around so you can get some money out of the Christian circuit? Jesus would have wished to listen to Mary Magdalene because they were all about celebrating and multiplying wealth through celebration and and divine trust from the higher source. And if you need to be stubborn to find yourself as a channeler, then do be so. And declare, I am the son of God. I am the daughter of God. There's nothing wrong with it. The thing is that the cross is for those that you are bothering. So if more in a more childlike way to say, let's just take it easy and be a little more playful so we can keep heaven on earth. We don't have to fight about it, right? So, yeah, we can get stubborn, but like keep it playful. If you like to keep the kingdom of heaven here right now. And that's very beautiful sense and thought or program for the programmers. Hey, did you find a girl that likes you without money and that she doesn't know who you are? To the insults. There's many girls out there, but they want a pornographic girl. So that's why they get suicidal or they hate women. They don't know what they're getting into. But if you really think about it, be a little more playful, you know? Why are you so judgmental about whom you think to be? Feel a bit more surprised about opening your heart towards another person. So, well, this been asked for grok. We can analyze it, but the information from religious texts, from different, let's see. So it is Sunday. If I say something that's to not be taken seriously, is on purpose. So you let go because it's not all about Jesus. All right. You have the right to declare your own testament. This is your life. This is you're making heaven on earth right now without fighting, killing each other, or asking for people to turn into your religion. Because have you seen a happy person wanting to kill another? Is that really the way? So, well, I don't think grok really has the meaning correct. Uh, would probably say is up to your opinion. So I'm gonna skip that. So you can search yourself on any algorithm the synonymous of surprise. Um, because s- this is a problem for Europe, the Greek world, and the Latin world, Italy. The Latin world that used to be 80%, um, that would be maybe 95% of the English language as well, and the German. They created their words as well. So being surprised is also being turn on. It's like a spark, something got you by surprise. So you are in Spanish, in Latin, is when you turn on a flame. Yeah. So it's not of really of invading or overtaking, but is something that penetrates without reason. And it's not wonder either, because wonder also has a certain tension to be in wonder. Um, so it has an after effect as well that keeps like a flame alive. It's, you don't see it. It's not a thing. It's something has moved within you. The titillates there. So here is like to grasp, to seize, but uh, all right. It's not, you lose a lot of time with artificial intelligence. It is good to ask for mathematical or formulas because you are about to get something. And artificial intelligence is very good to orderly put it there because you have it there and you know it, it's in the back of your mind. But you talking with artificial intelligence is really good that it gives you the answer from everything you said, but in a more uh, but then you get more addicted and then you don't you don't finish, right? So many times I think I could have done this myself in 7 hours, but I've stayed here 8 hours at the same time talking with artificial intelligence, Grok or Gemini I use. So it's interesting because I said either way I would have spent 7 hours. So that's my space-time movement, I guess. It's a beautiful instrument, artificial intelligence, that has surprised me. It would have surprised me more to see the whole humanity role playing and becoming a mediator. But Bill Gates wanted it to play a card giving artificial intelligence so people talk about it. And nobody talks about what he took from artificial intelligence that was not given for free. From a spiritual, it is not astonishment or wonder from a spiritual, because a Zen master could surprise its disciple in such a way that could enlighten him with a Zen stick, for example, in the right moment to have awareness, and on that moment to understand what is it about. And that's also like a shock because it's called a Zen stick. They actually go with the stick and beat you with the stick once here. Can be gently here, gently with the stick. When you're sitting in silence, they walk around with a stick, which is cool. A bigger stick, yeah, a bigger stick, and you can feel the tap. My mother would feel electricity through her body, and she could feel when they're coming closer and if you're in silence or not. When the master walks so silently that you don't even know is there. It's an exercise for people as well, whom are not even masters, to walk around. But you need a lot of meditations to stress out before getting to sit in silence without drugs or enhancements. It's very beautiful to understand that it's the most exquisite thing you could never buy and no one can take away from you. From the Sanskrit, the Hindu traditions, well, this is what Grub picked, all right? Sanskrit from Hindu tradition, Adbhuta, extraordinary, and bring it like a healing. Because many people don't like to be surprised. They feel manipulated. They don't want to be part of a game. They are not kids. They are not toddlers anymore. I am not a twin of anyone. I just do it because whatever I do because I love myself being cool. So allow yourself that another person has the right to be happy, to be surprised by goodness, to allow others to be good. You're not the only. You like all this poisonous propaganda and drama. Fantastic. I think the people deserve better stories to be spiritually welcome in this sort of a adventure. And you rather have misadventures in the unknown to call it an adventure as well, because you are in the unknown. And if you allow people to tell you their stories, what they have discovered for you, you will understand the meaning of a kingdom. Well, it also means emotional flavors, the notes of surprise, is one of the classic rasas, aesthetic emotional flavors of wonder. The other word from the Sanskrit is askarya, wonder, miracle, marvel, astonishment, surprise. In Tantra, one one of the rules that are in all the rules is to surprise the other, even in a bad way. A little push against the wall. It was supposed to be so good. Be good as well. Oh, surprise! You're so good. I don't believe in you. Are so good to me. This Maya. I guess it has to do with illusion because this Maya there, right? Wonder, surprise, amazement, bewilderment. As a psychopath, what is surprise? They might tell you different stories you never heard before. I was just watching some, okay, documentaries. The Americans have the best documentaries on crime. I really admire people of United States to the problem is what like you have a report there with the police is like, yeah, I know you're not gonna do a documentary with me. I'm just bothering. You have better things to look for. So you have your documentary. You're waiting for the one, so you have your documentary. That's the problem. If you go, you go to make a police report in the United States. They look at you like, I'm not gonna make a documentary with you. But if I had reported what I wanted to report in America, they would have been, come here, baby. You do have a crazy story for me, and it's real. Let's document this. All right. In reality, I think no, I don't want people to know of this. Really, I want them to create their own world, their own movie with others about real life. I don't think I've studied cinema to create more red carpets. In the contrary, I would love to just pull the red carpet so they all fall down and nobody has to watch these people because you can make your own movies with other people in virtual reality. You will have people that study music, that love to celebrate the magnificent dictionary of words with one another. Not like the way you talk in your podcasts. There's like, wow, do I have to listen to all of this? So all of this stuff's being all of this. So how are we going to decode this? From our friends of the Jewish community, don't worry, the Arabic is coming as well. From the Hebrew, Yira. Please don't fight. Be surprised for a moment. Commonly, ow, 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 in ow, in all, in ow, or fear of the Lord. Jirat Hasem, Jirat Shama Yim. You will see there the difference between Jesus and the Jews. Is Jesus was totally a celebrative man. And I want the Jew people to understand what they lack and what they're cursed to never have a Messiah. Because they don't allow themselves to celebrate without having to hide the celebrations they do before going home and washing their hands. I am a daughter of God, and you have so many sons and daughters of God right now. Jews will still reject, even if God sent them 3,000 messiahs, they will still fighting with this fear of God. So there you go. It's just totally changed, really. Come on, let's blending reverence, wonder, and sometimes trembling before divine majesty. So I'm very sorry for all the guilt that the Jews bring, and there's a character trait that Christians follow. I am a Christian in a in a celebrative form of hippie Jesus, like that. A person that's beloved and is beautiful. And he's a lover of non-stop love and has no shame to talk his word, has no shame to be as divine as he wants, has no shame to be. He's not hiding before our characters. Because even these people are fake when they're going. You ask them to role play, yeah, and they're even fake when they role play. They cannot even keep 3 chapters together. So you just have to make one to let it go. It's very sad. So what is fake is that you're not saying right now what you need people to hear right now that you have from your heart. So the school of science has ruined you because you have to talk as an engineer, as a scientific engineer, sales marketing, a cool dude, average. So what is it so bad to talk about what you really, really have in your heart? Or you're just registering all this work. You both. And when you find this within you, that is both of you, because there's you and someone else too, maybe you feel a bit more surprised. Oh, other people are also doing that, so they remember forever from whatever avatar they're writing from. There is not really any like real synergy moving through these storylines. And of course, it's very boring. I heard a lot of the word boring, and I'm like, I agree. It's much more boring what we're living through. That's surprising. So of course, it's normal to feel frustrated. It's not just you, but you both are postponing. So postponing is not being surprised or elaborating something to surprise somebody or many people at the same time. Postponing is the antagonist of surprise, which is boring. People who postpone are boring. The writings are boring. They're flat. There's no. They're mentally very correct, but they don't move you. So they're like in search of something to be understood, but they still feel like there is nothing there. Most of these people, when they wrote these books, they were in a very introverted space of perfectionism because they had to write on a machine perfectly. So they didn't have to type that page again. So the imagination and the composition in the mind was very solid. And they really felt there was another person there. They were printing, being surprised that someone understood them. And they were creating meaning, which is moving. From the Hebrew, Jirat Hashem, Jirat Shamajim, blending reverence, wonder, and sometimes trembling before divine majesty. It is foundational, the beginning of wisdom, and can encompass radical amazement at existence or the sacred, distinct from mere terror. That's the Cerberus in the gates of the underworld. You will go through pure horror to not enter the gates of the underworld, the gates of immortality, because you might not return. You might go crazy. You will feel vertigo. Is portrayed in Greek mythology as Cerberus, so you don't cross over. But the terror is of losing yourself, whom you think you are. This is why many men are afraid to fall in love and need to control women, because a true love will terrify them to lose themselves and go beyond. Not that the woman is going to control her or God's going to control you. That terror of being taken over. In reality, is the terror of letting go to the beyond, where God is, beyond you and the other. For women, it's easier to let go. For women, it's natural, is in our instinct to surrender, because we had to, taking care of babies, families, the elderly. We had to take care, even if we didn't want to. So we had to surrender. But for man, it's pure terror. They will see demons as well. They will be suspicious of many people that they have demons. And it's a burning sensation to it is a it is a huge burning sensation, because sometimes this ego is being carried throughout many lives. Because you might feel very high, but in reality, you destroy many people again. You ruin many women again. You think you are going to have all these relations in the near far future. Everything you do is to have more relations, to secure your conquest, to be supported. Because that is a ego belief from the ego. I can have nobody and give myself to the Lord, and God puts me. You are a stranger to me as well. But that is something divine. When you get in tune with people because of their divinity. So, why is all this then? You have children because you want your children, and despite being the best mother, they take away from you. You always expect the best from people, but no. But those children are mine, and whatever happens to them, I will always send them the divine to come home and to keep working, and to never allow any woman if I can, with my presence, to be treated the way men treat women as a possession, as a part of them, as a thing, because they are worthless to have their own money, their own power, their own love for their children as well. Many men curse women to be motherless because they want slaves. They don't want creative women. I still have a husband and many men that will love to be with me. The question is I really want them like that. You have to be aware of that. Because the moment you would think, I would rather be with my wife, this woman is not going to want me. And I know why. Because all you would want is to destroy your own femininity. And your perception can never be surprised if you're a manipulative abuser who rules misery. You might dislike and disgrace the misery you create, having the potential to allow this world to enter through synchronicity, to allow fortune to flow in a currency when each leader of its nation is taking care of its people and it's having 15% of universal people, to just say it could be 18%, 21%. It cannot be 100% or 50%. Cultures need to take care of their beauty, of their legacy, to take care of their land, of their people, understand why they have these problems as well in their own. But it's good to have fluency of people to understand that which is universal and help create with everyone. And everyone can feel that at the same time. So I am in love with myself and my voice. I'm in love by being surprised of how much silence can be there. I am hanging in surprise, pending in there only for that. From the Arabic Islamic tradition, expression of wonder often take the form of Subhanallah, glory be to God. How free is God from any imperfection, used when startled or amazed by something striking to affirm divine transcendence. Feel it in yourself, in your hearts, with one another when you are in love, when you are touched by the divine. If you had a moment of reflection with the priest gathering in a religious form, or dancing, moment in your life that has been pure happiness from surprising generosity, mostly from women that's generous and nourishing, with attention of the heart that listens to you. You're not just a thing to take care. She's surprised by you. It doesn't matter what you do, it's just because you are alive. It doesn't cost anything. So you are surprised. Related concepts include a job, forms from the root G- GP, wonder, amazement at creation or divine signs. Shash, yeah, I might be wrong how I pronounce it. Oh, fear of God linked to knowledge and magnification. Well, also the Muslim world, well, the Islamic, Arabic, also have fear of God as a surprise, linked to knowledge and magnification. And the Sufi, which has nothing to with the has nothing to do with the Islamic, but they ended up just being part of Islamic to not have a war. The Sufis state such as dasha, utmost, astonishment, or ayman, stupor, amazement, in the face of divine beauty or manifestations. This is how I love to live. I used to live like that. So just for people to let me be happy, it's sort of like they want to get rid of my happiness. So we'll see. We'll see how much suffering you like to go through against my happiness. Because I can have the happiness of a sadist by watching you suffer. It's good to have some storylines that are not just for the normies, like King Richard says, is the avatar of some podcaster. The normies. He talks about the normies. I'm like, what's so bad about being a normie? But it's funny. I've always wanted to be a normie. And today I'm in the store and I can work with the girls like a normie, and I'm also an employee like them, and I just say high five. Because when I was a rich brat, I was really like, I wish they could understand me. I wish the working class could understand me. I'm not so bad. We rich people are not so bad. They should have the freedom of expression. Like, why you don't say anything to my mother? Why they don't say anything back? I would be looking like, and then these people are like, it is what I say. No, my mother changed when she started going to India, so it was quite fun. I'm creating muscle on this arm. Look at that. Huh? So, all right. I need to go out in a summer night. Maybe I would attract some dangerous stories in the night. I don't know. How would you know? Surprise, surprise. Okay, from the Christian, brother Christian philosophical theological Rudolf Otto's Numinous from Latin numen describes the non-rational experience of the holy as mysterium tremendum et fascinans. That's good, Grok. Related in the sense of being thunderstruck or overwhelmed by greatness, like in mortification. In some Christian usage, interjections invoking God, Christ, or the Lord express sudden surprise mixed with reverence of shock. You know, you want to know what's crazy? You have to leave everything behind if you want to enter and remain in the kingdom of God, because it's beyond crazy. All your fears would just go. Would they shake? Is the tensions that you have. It's like when the kundalini is shaking, those tremors. Man can have tremors too when a woman is having multiple orgasm and is trembling, but man don't allow themselves to dance with it. Let it just shiver. From the Buddhist, well, let's read the last sentence again. In some Christian usage, interjections invoking God, Christ, or the Lord express sudden surprise mixed with reverence or shock. Buddhist context, Vismaya. I think we already heard the Sanskrit, but this is from the Buddhist, which is again Vismaya. Shared Sanskrit root with Hindu usage appears as astonishment or wonder, sometimes ethically valorized in narratives responding to the bodhisattva extraordinary acts when it has all these serpents up above his head, lightening its crown chakra beyond itself. Or Chinese renderings like never yet been, rare, marvelous, conveys wonder at the unexpected or miraculous. Some Vega can invoke a salutary shock or agitation that awakens spiritual urgency. Astonishment can arise from recognizing profound truths or the extraordinary. Other languages often use everyday terms for surprise. French, surprise, Spanish, sorprendido, German, überrascht, überrascht, Hindi, hayran, or askarya. Related forms Chinese, yingya. That lack strong innate spiritual coloring through speakers in religious contexts may pair them with the sacred expressions or interpret the feeling of pointing towards the divine of the wanderers. But followers or disciples don't look at the finger towards where you are pointing. It is of yours to experience it yourself and go there yourself, to see it yourself, to be it yourself. And that goes against all your followers that you wish to see at your finger pointing at that. I've learned this from Osho that tells these Asian stories that repeat from the finger that points towards the full moon. The master is saying to not watch at my finger pointing at the moon, just look yourself to the moon. So Grok put together this last paragraph saying, in many traditions, the spiritual version of surprise moves beyond mere unexpectedness into awe, wonder, or radical amazement, a recognition that reality, or the divine exceeds ordinary categories, often producing humility, reverence, or a shift in perspective. There are many killers and serial killers that have a memory of the afterlife and the death. And they do have accidental exposure of shocking themselves to find death. And then they start killing. But normally the first, it was eruptively a shock because they are unconsciously attracted to break through life patterns and they face death unconsciously. And death is life unconsciously. The more you become aware, there is no one you can buy to take you there. You might find people that love to kill life after life because they love death. Not as necrophilia, that's friendly to death, because it's mostly the make love with dead bodies, but they do have a love affair with death. Some people love to rape their victims before because they're alive. Some rape them when they're dead. So it gives them another landscape when somebody dies. If they were more aware, they could seek that through meditation and heighten themselves 24/7 without having to have the need to kill again or rape and kill and kill and rape. There is sort of a similar sensation when you rape somebody because you're bringing them death, close to death, against life. The reason to be alive is sacred. To make love is to relate with the arts, the power to relate with one another is sacred. You would do that if you were aware without manipulations. You would do that if you are more aware to surprise the other, to bring it towards that higher consciousness, to unite towards that which never dies. You don't have to go and rape or kill somebody. Not everybody has orgasm that can last 7 days or is last all your life. Some people can go crazy and violent because they're not used to the energy. It is not an orgasm of just ejaculating and finishing, which has expectations and a very fast goal. This is this, now that, and now we're gonna get that, and that now, and I'm really not. But all life itself is like that. A prayer is also a preparation to relate. And it can be surprising for you when you have new people coming, young people. You are expecting with people that don't exist, but you're losing your time with the people that exist right now. So you cannot then be a Jesus or like a Buddha, people that are really remembered forever. Nobody's talking about Napoleon Bonaparte or Alexander the Great. I heard Osho talking about this, and it's true. Nobody's gonna talk about you because you were a millionaire that did this business and the other. No. People go in trains. Nobody talks about the person that invented the locomotion or supported that business as a marketer. You have fun in your life, great. But dive into the collective consciousness and become a friend. Talk about your weakness, supporting the right without having the left. If you're a real man. There are many people from the left that are so different from one another. Everyone wants to be understood and validated, and everybody loves to just go out there and meet one another when we work and have our friendly faces. And it's surprising. They're happy or that they feel in this way towards you. What's going on in their lives? What happened in the past? Because it surprises you. Why do they feel like that towards me? So you start to navigate. Are they all feeling in this way? What is the reason? What is that unified everyone to feel in this way and act in this way as well in this job? Are they just working for things? Or because they love to see each other? I go around the store and I tell the customers, you don't really need anything. And they look at each other, the husband, the wife, all the time. We don't need anything. But it's fun to go outside and meet people and just grab something and bring it home. It's not the future I see. People won't really be after things, they will be after space, after creating spaces and studying the spaces around the world with green energy. They will love to pick up their best friends to go to outer space, to just have no things really, become more spiritual and pragmatic with what's needed after expressing so much, talking so much, studying so much, having so many things for what, putting so many weeks, listen to so many points of view. There will be only the skies to be surprised at the next frontier with nothing to acquire anymore. And that would be like writing about the celestial realms from a heavenly earth. The celestial realms. I'm still not there. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. I really want to talk until there is 12 o'clock, so there are 20 minutes. I got this book, How Lucky I Am. Whoop, from Mr. Skelly by Christian Watson. I haven't read it, but there are a lot of drawings in here. Very. It's like a book for kids, but I think it's for, I guess, people that like the dead. It's really cute. I really love it. Introduction. As a society, mostly in the West, we have done this weird thing with death. Instead of seeing it as a natural part of life, we don't like to talk about death. We avoid it, we rebel against it. We see the attributes of death, skeletons and grim reaper as symbols of rebellion. Heavy metal music, Halloween is quite long. Just I didn't want to discriminate and see where the book was edited, so I just brought it. But let's see, because I'm still curious. So it's from Penguin, of course. Copyright from 2026. Illustrations from Christian Watson. Copyright Christian Watson 2026. First published by Avery Press 2026. by penguin.co.uk, Global Penguin, and domhouse.com. UK, US, Canada, Ireland, Australia, India, New Zealand, and South Africa. Every Press is part of the Penguin Random House group of companies whose addresses can be found at Global Penguin and omhouse.com. Interesting. Just checking because the book has about the author. It has www.19024.us website. From Myrtle Creek, Oregon, animator and designer Christian Watson has the long lived by the creed that a person ought to remain a student of many things. Actualizing this, he found the 19024 US studio, a workshop devoted to thoughtful design and the preservation of simpler virtues, talents, and fading skill sets. In 2023, while residing in Tasmania with his wife Elle May and their two children, he sketched the first likeness of Mr. Scully, a small figure that, to his surprise, came to hold meaning for millions. Christian writers, as he works with plain earnestness, earnestness, an eye for the unseen, and a belief that even the quietest life is extraordinary. His work, as well as his studio, can be found at www.1924.us. That's sort of like that, right? The website. Tasmania. I don't know if that's in Africa or US, but hey, that's the drawings are so cute. I really love it. Just gonna share a little bit. Death also means change. To change, so the reason of our life is what we would die for and live for it, right? These are our highest promise before coming to be alive, and we don't fulfill it. We die from that penance. Very good. That's really cool. Really cool. I feel like I've gone through so much that that's this silence is all enough. That's more than enough. Besides the impossibility of getting paid for my work, getting my children, it's like, wow. I would rather die fulfilling my dream of having my work paid as a woman. And I live and life. I live and die for it. I love this one. And even if they did, we're not here for long. Well, I really love the stories of the lost souls. There are many people that are also stuck in the living. But it's very nice to recommend people to have ice cream on the Italian shop. uh, oh, this one is so cool. Life will find a way to get you where you are meant to go. That is with the boat. Look at that. I'll take this boat to my mama. All your worries will stop. So yeah, some pages were a bit like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay. I know you feel like deathful." Uh, it's not really, no, it's not really about that. But I really like the concept, anyways. What makes you happy does not have to make sense. Don't kill your peace by thinking too much. I don't have the time or the energy to be anything other than who I am. You will find this beauty with the older people. The beauty of being. How lucky I am to outgrow the things not meant for me. What is funny is because it's with a skeleton. So what else is there? There's nothing left there. Remember that if you have the stability to do a job for the next 10 years and you are solidifying a group of friends to work for these next 10 years, and you know that the people in the office, as much as you love them because they've been loyal to you, everybody knows they have hide, for example, with you the Epstein files, even though you gave them all. But the whole story, what everybody can see one narrative. And even if many people don't care about that anymore and expect that this is not going to happen anymore, expect, let's see if that is to be surprised again. In such a cruel manner to see this news. People are not going to vote for people that have been hiding so many crimes that are not needed to be done. There is no need to have gun shootings created by people that have nothing to do in the CI. What if all this money is to create a better humanity and that's it? So that's the only work that's required, with you or without you. And people can see their own responsibility. You need leaders that are real for it. You know who has been loyal and who is just hanging in there to get from your coverage so they make their money from your connections and everything that you possess that is forever while you're alive. You just wanted to be a president to make money, business, take all the money they can, or trying to be a good president. It's very difficult to be a president nowadays. It's the most difficult task any person could have right now. How the world is in multimedia, with all the hatred from the world wanting to bring you down so they take your place. And that's gonna happen to you if you become a president as well. So be careful how you talk. The innovations you have to become the next president should be supported by the technological fields and the human interaction for the tech law atlas for each nation. We don't want countries doing wars and investing in wars. At least me and the people like me that don't want wars. Of course, when you really look at the world, you can look at the world that you want to look at. That would be so surprising to allow goodness to flow and that people can have the awareness to see it and feel it and see it, not with their own words, without words. A wealth is more than things, but we also move through matter, like the exorcist priest said. But it'd be nice that the right party supports the influencers to make something surprising for the world, so people learn to know what is freedom of expression around the world. So that will be the best story you make as vanguard. Because right now it's happening in UK as you see it moving. It's being supported and promoted. But imagine in Kazakhstan, in China, Mongolia, and Russia, in Nepal, in India, in Afghanistan, Pakistan, with their own leaders, their own prince and kings, with their own queens. Yeah, instead of complaining, create something. Look how big is Algeria. The all the sun in the Sahara that could be given right now. You can make Italy bigger. You can make Italy bigger with a lot of beach and Venice. You can stop all these waters from Venice. You can make so many things together by looking what the other has, what elements we can share. It is up to you to have a good story. But the greatest power is moved by the people. The people put you there, and the people will take you out of there because you did nothing for the people. It is your choice to pick your story and your ending by supporting the influencers to keep the right party together, or some influencers to consider the importance of relating through the political field as well. Takes a lot of work to enter and understand the many relations and decades that it takes when you only have 3 years or five. Tucker Carlson has many decades talking about politics, so it's very easy to talk about others. But what happens when you are talking now about yourself? So when all your friends pick you, you are all reflecting yourself through one person because he is the symbol of your group, of the meaning that your group has. So we need this ovation and synchronicity and surprise to elevate ourselves through elevating one person that signifies our energy field, and to believe that you can do it. It doesn't matter if you're a Russell brand and you don't have as many followers as when the lockdown, but you still support as a warrior. You can still talk together. You can still think about how many problems the CIA could solve, really, instead of sharing strangers and secret or private circles. Each influencer has something unique that is totally vanguard for the future, like Ian Carroll for the mapping of the industry. But not just the Illuminati or all these families, but all the industry that has healthy, he could be supporting or be learn from Kennedy. You could make relations to unite, to teach one another, to think together. What is it that you really like to do by supporting someone that supports you as well? So you might have kings from other places from around the world that support you, but that is your country. You have people in other countries that support each other as well. You have also other people from around the world that like Meloni in Italy. People have their likes from around the world. They cannot vote. They have nothing to do with their country. But some people like watching them online. Like I, for example, was questioned by my boyfriend when he was with me last year. And I said, well, actually, Xi Jinping, the supreme leader of China, he's a better leader than what you might think. Because other leaders can be more dramatic. And he's actually a peacemaker. That is my opinion because I like him and I watch him and I see everything he does and how he welcomed Trump with children. And yes, they want these things other people don't want. Taiwan is a place that means freedom of expression and democracy. So the world has evolved with that. And some have preserved their kings and emperors, and some have not. But it has evolved. And it's good to respect China as well, as China respects Taiwan. But we look at each other from different points of view, understanding what is your country from another country's perspective, from their own people. It's not TV that only your people watch you. So it's very beautiful to watch the young people from China dancing when they're in the store, their kids, and their parents still very straight because they work like machines. But they don't say anything bad if the the youngest is dancing because they work hard for that. And it's beautiful to see a new generation. It's good to see the positive surprising. And it is good you support whom you think it is good. But what if this political future landscape is going to be completely different? Which powers would you give to the podcasters to deliver the universal currency? How much money could they share with the universal credit as the first ones to innovate? I think the whole world of politics is so obsolete that they keep doing the same. They don't know what else to do. So I wouldn't recommend anyone to learn to do that. That's not why I'm here. Never said that. So, well, so we're already starting to enter this next week. That is already Monday, the 10th of August, 6 minutes ago. And it's for the word for that which is within. So I will let this sit with surprise as a spiritual. I don't know if it's for receptive to deliver on the next week. What is to deliver is that which covers, yeah, because it's delivering. Or everything that's covered has a cover or more powerful cover is to deliver, and to receive is more within, right? Like a baby that's within a household is still part of her mother. is within her mother's breast, is more vulnerable, is more receptive. You cannot be receptive and surprised. So let's allow this word of surprising, because I sense still like a violin, like yes, I want to surprise you. Some people know how to surprise. Trump knows how to surprise. Trump is a master of shock and surprise. He knows how to be delivering. To surprise, you must deliver. And to be surprised as well. You lose a lot of of perception when you can't receive. This is why doers can't see. They need people in the back telling them what's going on. It's nothing genius about it. All right, peace. We'll see. We'll see how is this word of this week for that which is within. I'm gonna check it out if I already talk about it. Normally, I put these words on the box here, and some weeks I have not put it. I've not put it maybe. So I'm gonna check this year if this word has been the only word I used to repeat every 3 months or 4 months. 2 years ago was the word of beauty, for that feels beautiful and that is healthy, beautiful, beautiful in every way. So receptive makes the best role players accepting that you have, for example, a tedious storyline. So you're just transcribing what's really going on because it's uncomfortable to see something that is not nice. But that's what's going on with you. You're not talking about the landscape in your role play, you're in first person with whatever character you've picked to express this. Because not every character can express that. You can pick million words, but certain characters can express better something than other characters. And I mean characters of the characteristic of a person. Because in Chinese, a character means a word. In roleplay, we have made also characters that have the meaning of one word. So, for example, a dominant character is, is that's it. So you have many forms to invoke dominance, and the word of dominance has many tailored attractions for you to be dominated. Because you might think many times, what am I doing in here? I'm doing this until forever. Nothing is gonna happen. I feel dominated. Who is dominating me to do this? What is this force? And you can keep repeating what you are saying for, and most of those could be in decades refine it. So the dominance becomes as well your passion. And people admire you and listen to you. Feel the responsibility to have to listen to you. So when We follow someone, and especially for women, it's easy to understand. You need someone that is stronger than you and has that dominance, but not necessarily from being a rude motherfucker, tomboy that's going to what they call masculinity. Like, yes, masculine is gonna go do it. It's like, you think so? It's gonna get 10 more assholes. It's going like that. Yeah? You think that's how you're gonna do a deal with Iran? You're gonna get their masculinity on psycho mode. Psychosis comes from too much testosterone. Misters. I get on psycho mode a lot, but for a certain reason. Just waste your energy just like that. Enjoy yourself. You can have all your modes that you wish. Look at all how many more verses. This is not the library that I want. This is temporal library. It was for role play, so I cannot put the verses. This is not the wood I wanted, and this is not the place I want to live either, because I want a place for my children and my work to flow by enjoying and being receptive by other people's work. So being receptive has another type of dominance. You sit in silence and listen to yourself and feel all the people that listen to you, that you are here for them. And why is this generation this way? For the first time in history, you are not promoting anyone but yourself. I think journalists know more of politics, journalists of politics, than politicians themselves. Because they spend their time saying yes, yes, whatever, and shaking hands. They don't really want to listen to all that a journalist like Tucker Carlson. But it is good to know about technology and talk about technology as well, not just for America, but understanding how important is America to the world from scratch with universal ideas, because the world is watching. How important is America to the world, not just for Americans, from a totally different perspective. That's not wars and threats and pulling your dick out there because I have the biggest dick. I am the owner of the world. I'm gonna fuck you up if you don't do it my way. Put yourself in four and I'll fuck you anyways. Or just finish you and kill you. 'Cause I'm a man. I'm the man. I'm more powerful than you. And then it's just like you have to listen to these for years from Russia, from Ukraine, from Europe, all these dudes. So it's not really like a man like Jesus, more, more, like, why are we here? Why do we have to listen to this? Oh no, we have to create algorithms with artificial intelligence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's make this and that. Oh, yeah, yeah. For all the people that are working to make the universal laws, I recommend to not listen to any news because they will try to do everything to distract you. And just don't listen to any news and just get all the information from all the trials these people had from the past. Um, we're going to receive and deliver. So we're going to receive all the information that's necessary this insider week. All right. I can check it out if it's correct. That is to receive. So what happens when people don't want to receive anymore? All people stop receiving. They want their way, their own way, and nothing but what they say because they stop receiving. Their never stop. It doesn't matter how many drugs they take. It will go around the same loop. They don't want to learn. They don't want to receive new information. They're just to do this their way. They have no flexibility whatsoever. But I'm telling you about an old system that is as old in Russia as in China, as in Europe, as in the United States. Equally old and unmoving without receptivity. They do try, but why is not moving? Why is what is it for it to be totally welcome for what we are all working? No, we believe to deserve. So this is more of a process of some people don't like recovery. Oh, you're gonna fix something. Regenerating for all the power and resources that we have right now. When you recognize that from another level, you will think from that level, but you have to see the whole world at large, the abundance it has, and what it really needs. The world doesn't need more World Cups. It's okay to play sports and go and look at the football, but the world needs other investments that are not uh, about business or marketing like that. The world needs to be taken care. So not for you to have an halo effect and look like you're a good person when you are just after money and taking a big piece of the cake. So it is very clear that Trump has betrayed the way with the tech titans, and some people will want to bring Elon Musk down if he is the voice of the tech titans. He will have lost a lot of money since he could speak in behalf of the tech titans as the voice of the tech titans. So we just have one voice from what they say, and he is the leader of the main tech titans. To clarify, not as a snitch, but opening up in behalf of all of them in a road from earthly heaven to the celestial realms. It's good to look at the world and understand it from a higher, greater, titanic perspective. For that, you will need to see the world on a larger scale. You'll see your enterprises throughout your own map, how important you are together, respecting your own as yours. But when you have betrayed, you will also be facing that. You don't care because you have become vulnerable and receptive. You're welcoming this system within you and through you. Then it is good for you to deliver. International laws are being created to see if you're here to deliver by your own actions. Okay? We are all aware, aren't we? So, game's over. Bye. Bye. It's not a good game. A game that everybody likes to play as well. You're not gonna lose anything if you know how to administrate, so it multiplies. And believe that people really can learn because they are striving to have food. They're striving to have their home. They're striving to take care of their children, to have enough children they can take care to educate them well. The many kids that I see that are orphans in Africa want to study and learn and be rich, and I see them in their eyes with a simple drawing and sentence, but I don't have the courage to speak to them as I wish to speak to my own children. I just have the courage to speak here where there is a channel, not so you masturbate and think you're so powerful and then just ejaculate without doing anything. But also to welcome women and allow women to have their own wealth and their own administration for their own life. If they don't like you, good. If they like you, at least you know they like you because of whom you are. But there are many women in this world that would rather die than belong to any man unless they can share. Because they don't care. They don't care of all those old old rules. They just want to ridiculous. So if you want your woman to triangulate with other women, because you're sleeping with other women, and you need to triangulate your woman with other women so she feels superior. But you want to triangulate other women because you want to go with other women as well. And you want to make your woman feel superior to keep triangulating with other women. So your woman can feel superior because you are being with other women. Then you need a stupid wife. But there are many women like me that would never want to be that. That would rather die. There are many women who will be asked to be a good woman by not being free and just be a decoration. But that is very sad to bring children with lack of love. It's better to love totally and transcend the many types of love. Like when you're children, we transcend playing like children do because we love our child like loving ways of being as children are. There is another childlike that's mature, doesn't want anything else but to be free without having to make anyone believe anything from who you are. To see the world can manage itself. And if you have the power to do so, that's all that matters. If your love is to dominate people and think you're the leader and the ruler, and people don't have a sense of self and they need you because they don't have any sense of property that can cover their delivery to give, you will have a nation of people that are immature and women that are also immature. In the free world, you have people that at least do it because they want to. They don't have to, but they love each other. They love what they represent together. They have all the options in the world and they forgive each other and they love whom they are together to the world. And from all the freedoms they have always picked each other with all the mistakes they have continued with their task. That's then another side of the story that brings another type of beauty. When you have universal love for your people and the people of other people. Uh, so many beautiful people. One man shouldn't be obsessed with the sexuality and beauty of women. They should also feel beautiful and healthy. And they also have sexual attraction instead of putting all the sexual energy in women. Because women also like to be with men that are attractive, not with men that are needy from the sexuality of a woman. And they forget to be attractive and beautiful themselves. And in the free world, we have a lot of beautiful men because of that. All right? So go and fuck yourselves and enjoy life. Even if you are celibate, just relax. Don't worry so much. Understand that if you have cultures where most of people are beautiful, you look at your people and question yourself. What is it that we're doing wrong? That they're so ugly they have to hide? They cannot accept the beauty of a woman and the beauty of themselves as men. They become more ugly also. So there is a radical change to some people. So whatever they are perceptive in a good way, or they are simply traumatized to understand anything. What's going on? Why this is happening? All right. So may peace be your way from one side to the other. Uh, may God forgive those who want to sell nuclear weapons and create more weapons of war. So all this stops to being manufactured around the world. May God finish with these people as well. They want to create more weapons and keep that narrative of wars, deaths, and threats. The god of every culture. So the pain stops. Bye. May my children be in my home right now with the money that I make and have people that can deliver next to me as I do. Bye.